So the first step is to take the clip that you're going to be editing, right click and press replace with After Effects composition. Then it's going to take it straight into After Effects for you, and it's all linked together, so everything that happens in After Effects will live link with Premiere. To separate Cody from the background, I'm going to double click the video layer and press this roto brush button. It's a guy with a paintbrush at the top left. All you have to do is click and drag what you want to keep in the scene and press Alt and drag what you want to remove from the scene. You kind of just have to do this over and over until it's as perfect as you want it. If you want to have the best results, go down here under Effects Controls and press Best under the quality setting. When you're done, press this freeze button and it should come out with a pretty good result. And if it doesn't, then you can unfreeze it by clicking it again and going back, manually adjusting the frames that don't look very good, and then press freeze again. You have to make sure to press freeze. Now that the man that solely decides whether you can pay rent tomorrow is separated from this scene, we can move on to compositing. For me, that meant playing Minecraft for 10 minutes and standing still in different scenes I wanted to put Cody in. Then I just import the footage and drag it below the Cody layer, and just like that, I got paid to play Minecraft. I'm kidding, he does not pay. Now with the Cody layer selected, we're gonna shrink him down and position him where we want behind the DJ table. Oh no, but Zade, he's not behind the table. Don't worry guys, that's why we do masking. Masking just means deciding what's visible, usually using some kind of shape. I'm gonna press G on my keyboard to get the pen tool, or at the top left here, and I'm gonna start drawing a shape around all the parts I want to not be visible over Cody. For example, in this case, it is the desk. I'm using the middle mouse button to be able to move the screen around without dragging anything. It should have created a shape layer, which we're now going to use as the mask or matte for Cody. I'm going to select this little lasso tool from the Cody layer and drag it onto the new shape layer. Immediately you just see it separates them and masks Cody behind it. Make sure you choose the lasso from track matte and not parent and link, and if you can't see the track matte lasso, right click at the top bar there, go to modes, and then make sure that's selected. If you've done masking before, you might be asking why I do it this way instead of the other way, which would be drawing a shape directly onto the Cody layer and it should automatically mask. But because we already have a rotoscope effect on, that's the one we use to separate Cody from the background, the mask won't do anything here because the rotoscope is already a mask, which means if you wanted to do this technique, you would have to pre-compose the Cody layer first by pressing Ctrl-Shift-C, move all attributes, and then add the mask to that layer. It's an extra step, we wouldn't really need to do that. And the shape layer is cooler too because changing the mask is easier, in my opinion. Now, using the free plugin FX Console, I'm going to press Ctrl-Space to get access to all of my effects, and I'm going to search Gaussian Blur. Add that to the shape layer, set it to 5, and it just adds a little feather around the shape layer mask so that it's not too harsh or cut off where I made the shape in the first place. And now I'm just going to add a slow camera pan into the scene. The way I do it might be a little differently. You can try it if you don't like it. There's loads of other ways to do it. I'm going to make all of the layers 3D by ticking this little box, and then I'm going to press Shift-C to create a new camera. Default settings are okay. You can copy these ones, and then I press OK. Now with the camera selected, I'm going to press A to open up point of interest, hold Shift and press P to open up the position to. So now I have these two options visible. I'm going to press the little stopwatch to create a keyframe at the start, go to the end of the scene, and I'm going to hold Alt and drag with my right click to zoom in. This is how I control the camera. Hold Alt and left click to move it left and right. And just like that, if I play it back, I should have a start and end keyframe of the camera slowly zooming in. I downloaded a video of disco lights online for free, and I set the mode to screen. This removes the black background. Also, don't forget to set this to a 3D layer as well, so it moves along with the camera movement that we did before. Now to add some final touches, I'm going to select everything, Control A, and I'm going to press Ctrl-Shift-C to create a new composition. This basically groups everything into one big layer that I can apply effects to. If you have the plugin Sapphire, then you have access to S_shake, and you can add that. If you don't have that plugin, it's not free, don't worry, I'll show you how to add this camera shake without that in a second. These are the settings I generally use for camera shakes. You can make it higher or lower, mess around with it, see what works for you. And on that same layer, I add a flicker as well, using the same plugin S_flicker, and these are the settings I used. Now for the bum-ass broke... Now for the people that don't have that plugin, you can make the same screen shake and flicker for free in After Effects, no problem. First thing I'm going to do is scale up the video by selecting it and just dragging these boxes. properties. I'm then gonna press P under the layer to open up position properties. I'm then gonna press Alt and click on the position stopwatch, which should turn the colors red, and I'm gonna type in the expression wiggle 3,10. The 3 here refers to how much is gonna wiggle per second, and the 10 refers to how far it wiggles away from the original position. Mess around with these values, see what you like most, but you end up with a decent result that's pretty similar to the original. You can copy and do the same thing for rotation if you wanted to wiggle on the rotation axis as well. Add some music, some village sound effects, and a crowd in the background, and you get this.
Yeah.